welcome to episode 39 possibly of the Slow Crafting Podcast. My name's Nadine and I'm coming to you today from the northwest of England near Manchester. It's not a good sign when you forget where you live, is it? Yes, it's been a while since I last recorded. Various child-related illnesses ranging from the really quite worrying to the inconvenient but exhausting kind. But everybody's fine now, so we can slot in time for a podcast. Although having said that, I've not got a massive amount to report. Sorry, I should have said this is a podcast about my attempts to incorporate a slow living and slow fashion agenda into all my crafting and making and doing endeavours. Yes, like I said, there's not a massive amount to report this time, partly because I just haven't had time to do knitting because of all the previously mentioned child-related dramas, but also because I've completely lost my crafting mojo, or I had. Some of it's come back now, but I'm just really couldn't be bothered to do anything. Probably because I was really tired all the time. But I have made some progress on one of the projects I talked about previously. So the only one of my knitting projects that I had on the go last time that has seen any joy or any work is my mild magic sweater by Stephen West. So last time, how best to show it because it is absolutely massive now. I think last time I showed it to you, I'd done most of one side. So the mesh, showing you the inside, the mesh at the bottom, the moss stitch panel and the brioche. I'm not sure if I'd done the short row section or this ribbed section, but I have now. I'll put in a picture so you can have it all laid out on the floor so you can see it a bit better. But since then I've added the striped section at the front, in the middle, another mesh section, and I've just started on a ribbed section there. So if I can do this without the camera falling over or without knocking anything else off, what we have so far is the front and most of the back on one side, but it's going to be huge, but I really like it. I'm still not convinced I'm going to have enough wool to make it all the way through, but we shall see. So that's going really well, because it's knitted on sort of, well, mine's knitted on 4.5mm needles, but I've not done it with thick wool. I think you're supposed to hold 2 strands together, but at the moment I've got 5 because it's really fine cobweb weight wool that I'm using for that section, and I just got all tangled up in it. But yes, as you can see from when I showed you the inside, there are 1,000,001 ends that ordinarily would have to be woven in, but because Stephen West is so lovely, he's like, just don't bother. I was supposed to leave them longer and plait them and have them be a feature, but I didn't have enough wool for that, so they might just have to stay on the inside, and I'll I might deal with the ones that dangle down out of the bottom, but leave the rest. So yes, that's coming on nicely, slowly but nicely. And I think realistically, because we're now on March, I'm just going to write off the rest of the bits for that outfit, because really I have no desire or inclination to work on any of the other bits. So the hat or the shorts, knitted shorts, because now the weather is lovely and sunny, and yeah. I might pick them up later on in the year, in between time, but I think I just need to chalk this one up and move on to outfit 2 for the year once I've finished this jumper. Having said that though, outfit 2 might have to slide, because when I sat down the other day and worked out what I really needed to be doing, I've got quite a few obligation makes for other people. So I've bought fabric for my other half or for the children, for the birthdays or Christmases and things, and said, right, I'm going to make such and such for that for you at some point. I still haven't done it, so I really do need to pull my finger out and sort those out, because I think I've got pyjama bottoms for my other half, pyjamas for my little girl, got the cardigan that I showed you last time, that hasn't seen, for my mum, that hasn't seen any work, and I'm going to see her in a couple of weeks, so I need to finish that quite quickly. And then I've got the other jumper, other Fair Isle jumper that I've got to knit as well, and my other half's just had his birthday, and I bought him a load of wool to make him a waistcoat. yeah, I've got a lot to do that really needs doing before I start anything else for me. But having said that, I have almost finished another crafting item, which you've not actually seen any of, either in progress or nearing completion. So actually a new craft to me, and is some weaving. Now, don't get excited, it's not proper weaving on a rigid heddle or a floor loom or anything like that. I was using one of these. So this is a pin loom, as you can see. It's got pins in, well, tacks. And this one was made by my other half. He made me it a couple of years ago, and I've only just got around to using it, because it's the 4-inch one, and we found designs for it on the internet for the pin arrangements, and I'd always wanted to have a go at it, but to work best for this arrangement and this size, the wool that you need is sort of Aran to chunky weight, which is not something I generally have in my stash. Mine is predominantly DK and fingering. Now I know I could have held some wool double, as I have done in my jumper, but I didn't want to. When I first had a go at it, and I couldn't see how it. Whenever I tried, it just looked really gappy and not right. So I put it to one side, and then I suddenly thought, oh, I want to make my mum something for Mother's Day, and I thought I want to spin some wool for her and then make something with the wool that I've spun. But I thought, I haven't got time to spin it and knit it, so I can either spin it and crochet it, or spin it and weave it. Now one of these squares takes about 15 minutes. It takes me 15 minutes because I'm using a small needle rather than a big weaving needle, so it's a bit more faffy than it needs to be. Now at 15 minutes, that's quite quick, but also there are 57 squares in the wrap that I've made. So yes, but the yarn that I've used, so this is the wrap so far. Now, it's not finished, I still need to do a proper edging. Oh, it's too attached. Try not to unravel all my crochet around the edges. But, yeah. There we go. It's quite nice, I think. I'm hoping my mum thinks the same. She's a big fan of blue, just like me, so hopefully it'll look nice. Now I decided to, once I'd done the squares, I decided to crochet them together with some white pearlized cotton that I had, because I'd looked at some that were sewn together and I didn't really like, they didn't look very tidy in my head, and I thought no, I'll crochet them together. And as you'll notice, there's different colours. Now these might look different colours in this 3 here, but that's because the wool for that was variegated, and it is all part of the same skein, it's just variations in the wool itself. But these are very much different wool, because this was from 3 bats actually that I spun up. That it's got mohair in it, it's got some plant fibres in it, possibly soy, it's got some merino, it's got all sorts in it. The bat wasn't labelled, so I'm just going on what I can guess at, but I know it's got some mohair in it because you see some curly locks that were still intact every now and again. But this blue was just plain bog standard merino. Now I've spun this, woven this and crocheted it together since I last recorded. The bats for this fibre, I'll put all pictures in at the end. Bats were from my local shop, Magpie. Well, right. It's confusing because they're from Magpie and Goblin, but the shop's called Soul Candy Studios because it sells more than just Magpie and Goblin stuff. But yes, it was from them, so I just popped in one day and went, right, I want those, please, and came away with more than I'd intended, but I always do. But luckily I did, because I needed everything. Now my original plan was to core spin it and use it as a single. I don't know why I wanted to do that. Maybe because I thought I'd have more chance of spinning a thicker yarn, because my default is normally a fingering to sport weight. But I knew I needed, like I say, Aaron to chunky weight for this. But after an absolute disaster, where I came to the conclusion that core spinning is not for me, in the slightest. It is not a skill I possess. I just went down my standard 2-ply route and managed to spin it fatter than I normally do. In fact, I'll put some of the photos of when it all went wrong in, because I've done some core spinning, or attempted to do some core spinning, and then I used that to try and weave a square, and yeah, that was not square when it came off the pin loom, and no, we won't be doing that again. But yes, because some of it I'd experimented with, I didn't have 3 full bats anymore. So yes. So luckily I did buy 3 bats, because 2 on their own wouldn't have been enough. Yeah, so I didn't know what I was going to make when I started weaving the squares. Part of me hoped I'd have enough to make some kind of cardigan, sleeveless like vest thing, but with the blue as well I would have done, but I couldn't get an arrangement that looked nice with the blue in as well. I think it would look better all one type of square in a vest, or more deliberately like an equal number of different colours rather than just the odd one here and there. So yes, like I say, I've got the edging to do on that, and I'll take a picture and put that probably in the next episode, because I think by the time I record again I'll have given that to my mum. Might even get a picture of her trying it on. Maybe not, she's not keen on having a picture taken, but we can live in hope. Yes, and hopefully she will like it. Just looking at it actually, and it's very similar colours, because for those of you who've watched for a while, I did make an Alabama Channing skirt a couple of years ago, and the colours in this are very similar to the colours in the skirt that I made her. I'll see if I can find some pictures of the fabric I used, and you can see how similar the colouring is. So I'm going to say theoretically she could wear them together, and with the blue or the grey cardigan that I've made her, and it would all be a marvellous matching ensemble. And almost like a slow wardrobe, slow fashion wardrobe. They're all handmade, and it's taken 2 years to make them all. But I have a feeling, because she lost weight, I have a feeling the skirt doesn't quite fit her anymore. So I might be able to do some alterations to it whilst I'm there in a couple of weeks, and then she can wear them all together. Oh, that'd be fabulous. I shall have to tell her that. She wouldn't necessarily think to do it herself. She might find that a bit full on though, head to toe in handmaids. Yes, we shall see. I don't know if I mentioned the white on the shawl. I didn't crochet. I didn't spin. It's this cone of mercerised cotton that I've had for quite a long time. Yes, I think I bought it in a chuck out bin from a charity shop or something. It probably cost me 50p, and it's made all sorts. Made crochet bikini top for my sister. It's made endless little crocheted shapes and motifs and things, and now it's made part of a shawl. So yes, I think I think that's about it for projects that I've got on the go. It's going to be a short one this time. I think I will record an extra little episode, because I've got some books recently, craft related books. None of them are new, as in, well, they're all new to me, but none of them are recent publications, but they were interesting publications, so I might do a mini episode talking about those before I record another one on the progress with my jumper and letting you know what I'm making next. Yeah, I think that's everything for today. If you have any questions about either of the projects or anything else, please feel free to drop me a line in the comments below, and if not, I shall speak to you next time.